KC's Audio Vault.
Danko Jones.
January 25th, 2011. Part 1. Danko Jones has joined us on the phone. The Mango Kid, Dr. Evening, Mocha Moses. Any other nicknames?
Yeah, there's a ton. I just can't think of any right now. You caught me off guard. But yeah, I'll take all of those.
You'll take them all. Is there a nickname with JC in the band, or are you just Danko to them?
There's a myriad of nicknames that I don't think you can air.
All right. Are you just Danko to your mom?
Yeah, pretty much. But she's got her own nicknames too.
Is this something we should stay away from?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, well, Danko Jones playing Silverados tonight. A few tickets left. 694 show, touring in support of fifth full-length album, Below the Belt. Is this the 15th year of Danko Jones?
We're past the 15th year, so yeah, we're in the 16th year now. But yeah, this is coming on. We're definitely halfway through the second decade, which makes it sound even longer.
So, like 1995?
We started in 96, but we did our first jam in 95, so yeah.
What was the first incarnation of the band like? Was JC there from the start?
Yeah, it's been me and JC from the get-go. And we were, different bands. And just how every local scene happens, those bands break up. The guys who played with each other, they form new bands, and then there's new bands that come out, and maybe something hits, maybe something doesn't, and on it goes. What time of year was it? Do you know the anniversary of the first Danko Jones show? That's a good question. I think the first time we actually played officially as Danko Jones, the band, was, I believe, in March. Montreal was our first gig at a place called Looney's, and we opened up for a band called the Space Shits. I hope you can say that on the air because that's the name of their band. And another band from New Jersey, Sit and Spin. The Space Shits were made up of these crazy guys that, played garage rock. They were an amazing band. They put out a bunch of records on various indie labels in America. And then when they broke up, they formed even bigger bands that got even bigger, like King Khan, who was a bass player in the Space Shits. He went on to do the King Khan and the Shrines. Mark Sultan, or Barbecue, he went on and did stuff, and there was all kinds of incarnations from the Space Shits, the band that we played with.
Lace Exorinos are in there somewhere as well.
Lace Exorinos, that was the other band I was thinking of, yeah. And I think it was the drummer and the guitar player in Lace Exorinos. So, yeah, thanks for giving me the heads up on that. But, yeah, so that was our first show with them as a band, and it was with them. So that's how we started.
Have you kept track of all your tour dates throughout the years? Could you go through and be like, okay, this is our 3,000th show?
I haven't, but JC has. He keeps all that. He keeps records of everything, including practices.
Wow. So he's like the accountant.
Yeah, and we're actually it's funny we're taking a walk down memory lane because we're working on a book right now. Stuart Berman, who wrote the Broken Social Scene book. This is the first time I'm talking about it. Stuart Berman, who wrote the Broken Social Scene book, has been working on a book of ours in a similar fashion, a similar Legs McNeil type, oral history type fashion, where he's going back and he's talking to everybody. And it's quite an undertaking because when he did the Broken Social Scene book, they had only been around for 4 years, and he could call from a very local scene of maybe 40 or 50 people. But our book, because it's over 15 years as a band, and we've been everywhere 5 times over, it's quite a big undertaking. So it's taking a longer time, but it's going to be great. It's looking really, really cool.
So are you pushing like 3,000 shows? Do you have an estimate?
I don't know. I don't even know if we're in the 3,000th area or the 2,000th area or even the 10,000th area. I don't know. But all I know is like the amount of time I'm away from home. And last year I was home. We were home for about 3.5 months.
And is that pretty much every year for the past 16 years?
It's a year on and a year off. Not a year. It's a heavy year followed by a lighter year. There's never a year off. But there's a heavy year like last year followed by a lighter year, which I don't think is going to happen this year, considering what people have been talking about in terms of scheduling. But hopefully it'll be a little lighter than last year, because last year was insane. It was pretty much nonstop, but it was fun as hell.
Still planning
That's how
on
we usually do it.
Planning on doing a more UK festivals this summer again?
UK festivals we didn't even do last year. We did. We didn't do one UK festival last year. We were supposed to do a couple, but those fell through. We did a whole ton of European festivals. And in between those dates, during that summer time, we were doing shows with Guns N' Roses. So it would be basically, when you do a European festival tour, it's the best circuit to be on, because you can play with these amazing bands and meet all your friends that you haven't seen for a few years, hang out with people, meet bands that you're fans of, find out that some bands are fans of you, et cetera, et cetera. There's a whole bunch of partying and networking that happens at these festivals. And then you have the weekdays off, and you can just chill, or you can see the sights, or whatever you want to do. We didn't do that last year because all those days off were taken up with Guns N' Roses shows, which is the best way to spend, the week. So we would pick up and go. So it was like really nonstop for us last year, but we didn't hit the UK with GNR.
Did you enjoy hanging with the Axl Rose?
Yeah, it was amazing. Axl treated us amazing. His crew, his band, the whole Guns N' Roses camp treated us awesome. And Axl himself. The thing about Axl Rose, and I get asked about Axl quite a lot, he doesn't do interviews, and he hasn't for decades now. So you don't really know, no one really knows Axl unless you are standing right in front of him and talking to him. But he's actually just a really cool guy, really nice guy. He treated us awesome. He told me he really dug our band, and he was watching us, and it was a great. And I even got to sing Night Train with him. So it was a really cool time.
That is awesome. Night Train. What's your favorite GNR tune?
Oh, that's an interesting question. My favorite GNR tune, It's So Easy's good, or My Michelle. I actually do like Night Train quite a bit. But you can pick up almost any track off of Appetite, because that's my favorite Guns album, as is most people's. So, although November Rain, man, it's a pretty epic track in itself. So that was, that was always one that I wanted to watch live at every show. It was pretty powerful.
I'm a huge fan of Rocket Queen.
Rocket Queen's awesome too, and they did that a few times as well.
A power listener sent me a YouTube link recently, a video I haven't seen in a long time, maybe yourself as well. Empty Cell by Rusty.
Who sent you that?
A power listener, a fan of the radio station. It's on YouTube. Have you seen this lately? Who is that kid in this Rusty video?
The kid is, I don't know, some guy who apparently looks a lot like me. Yeah, that's me. I did that. Oh, God, that was, I guess it came out in 98 or 97. I did that in 97, actually. I remember now. Maybe January or February we shot it. It probably came out in April of 97, dude. And it was with Floria Sigismondi. And Floria just did the Runaways. She just directed the Runaways movie with that girl from Twilight. I can't remember. Kristen Stewart.
Right.
I went to the screening of that, and Floria was there, but I didn't get to meet her. I didn't get to see her, but it would have been nice to see her again. And Bruce LaBruce directed it. And I've never met anyone from Rusty. Can you believe that? To this day, I've never met one guy from that band, Rusty. I did it because Bruce asked me to do it, and he said you'd be starring opposite Floria Sigismondi, and it was a great time, and Floria was really nice to me. She was doing, at the time she wasn't doing feature film movies, she was just doing like high-end videos. She did a David Bowie video at the time, and she had done all those Marilyn Manson videos and was doing some photo shoots with that, and that was my experience with that Rusty video. I had a great time. There's also an uncensored version of that Rusty video, but no one's ever seen it.
Somewhere out there, there's maybe more shots of your pubic hair because it looks like it came pretty close when she's shaving you for crabs or something.
Yeah, I was hanging out in my underwear on set that day.
All the interviews you want on iTunes and at Power97.com. Casey's Audio Vault.
Casey Norman is Power 97's music director and can be heard every weekday from 2 till 6 in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
Power 97 is Winnipeg's best rock.